Hello again, Happy Dog Farm, November 1st, 2020. In the spirit of 2020, I'm not taking a lot of chances, so I have added an emergency power connection to the barn. Um, as the barn gets improved on, we're spending a lot more of our time in the barn when we're not in the house. It's where we do what we do. My wife has a studio in here. I have the mill, and soon I'll have a production area. Uh, the barn needs to stay operational. Also, the systems. Her shop is heated by propane, and it's appropriate, but it's not appropriate to heat my cider space with propane because it's too tight. So I use a small electric heater in there. It's very well insulated, but I need power for that. Same thing for refrigeration. You need power for that. So yesterday I put in connections, and I just want to show that to you really quickly. Back here on the wall, what I have is a 30 amp twist lock connector, outdoor service, that goes to a circuit breaker, which serves as what's called a means to disconnect. That plug is connected by cable to the generator behind me. That generator typically for several months out of the year sits out in the orchard, and it runs the irrigation well. But it's the rest of the year it sits idle and hasn't done anything. And last night after I finished this, plugged it in, switched over, and it was brilliant. Everything just worked well. And then I turned on my electric heater at half power, 2,000 watts, just hummed. So I have now confidence that I can run all the lighting, I can run heat. We don't lose the functionality, and that's kind of a big deal. Winter's long, and it's nice to have a place to walk to go and do things. So this is what's on the outside, but it's really important that I show you what's on the inside. Stay tuned. This is inside the tack room, and this is the sub panel for the barn. Now this is super critical, and I want you to see this. I have a mechanical interlock set up between the generator feed, which is labeled as such, and the mains. The idea is that the main cannot be on if you're on generator, and that physically prevents you from back feeding power into the grid. This is really important. So anybody who says, well, I'll just plug it into the dryer outlet and I'll remember to turn off the mains and stuff like that. No. No. Make it code compliant. And now one more thing. I want to say, and the reason I'm only showing this at a very high level, is that if you are not qualified to work on electrical power systems, if you don't have training, you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. Have a professional do it for you. This is a great way to provide functionality and convenience to your home. It's also a great way to burn your house down or get somebody killed. So know what you're doing, but now you know it can be done. And I think that's really the most important part. You know it can be done. That's a 6.5 kilowatt Harbor Freight generator, runs, I believe, continuous at 5 kilowatts. Runs an awful lot. It's brilliant. It's fine. And it's actually my backup generator if the diesel for the house fails, because I'm using those quick connects. I can leave that generator outside running, where it has fresh air, run the cable under the garage door, and it will run the house. And the convenience being the interoperability of using a common connector. Think like that. So I wish you all well. If you're thinking about doing this, it's not too late for the winter. It's good to have backup power. Oh, one other thing too. And that generator's outdoors now for the winter. I have to change the oil. 30 weight does not cut it. It's going to go to a 530 weight. It's very difficult to start otherwise, just pulling on it. But come summer, I got to shift back to a regular weight oil. So think about those things too. If you get an electric start, that is not going to solve all your problems. If you have the wrong weight oil in it, it's just going to look at you funny. All right, take care. Be kind.